Alright, welcome to the third video of the Chapter 1 Retake Review. In the first video we talked about identifying and labeling figures. Second video we talked about setting up and solving segment equations. Now we're going to talk about calculating the midpoint and the distance. First thing we need to know is the midpoint formula and the distance formula. Those are right there for you. So if you do not have those written down in your notes, pause the video right now and write those down. We are going to need those, so make sure you write those down. First thing I want to do is I want to label my points. And what I mean by that is I want to label my x values and my y values. I'm going to name my first one x1, y1, my second one x2, y2. Now that we have them labeled, we can go and plug them into our equation. So we're going to plug in our x1 and our y1 there, or sorry, x1 and x2. So our x1 is 5 plus our x2, which is 1. We're going to divide that whole thing by 2. And then we're going to do our y1 plus our y2 and divide that by 2. Put that in parentheses and we're going to put the m in front. Now we just need to simplify what we have. So if you notice, what we need to do here is do 5 plus 1, which we all know is 6 divided by 2. Then we need to do 3 plus negative 6. Remember, if we're adding a negative, it's like subtracting. So really, it's like it's 3 minus 6, which is negative 3 divided by 2. Then, with these, we're going to simplify these if we can. So that one, we can't really take negative 3 divided by 2 and make a whole number. So I'm going to leave that like that. But I'm going to divide 6 by 2. So my midpoint is going to be 3 negative 3 halves. Or if you simplify that negative 3 halves, it would be m is 3 negative 1.5. So if you want to plug it into your calculator and get that, you can definitely do that if you'd like. Alright, now we're going to use the distance formula to find the distance between 5, 3 and 1, negative 6. Again, we're going to label our points, so I'm going to label them x1, y1, x2, y2. Then we're going to use our distance formula up here and we're going to plug in our equation. So we're going to plug our points into our equation. So our distance is going to equal the square root. Now we're going to plug in our x2 first. So in parentheses 1 minus our x1, 5 squared, plus our y2, which is negative 6, minus our y1, which is 3 squared. Now we just go do some simplifying. So 1 minus negative 5 is going to be, and we're going to put this all under the square root, 1 minus 5 is negative 4 squared plus, sorry, put that in parentheses, plus negative 6 minus 3. If I'm negative, I'm going deeper. It's going to be negative 9 squared. Now we simplify that. Negative 4 squared is 16. So we're going to have, let me extend the page here a little bit, get some more room for you guys. So we're going to have square root of 16 plus 81. Now we're just going to add those together, and the square root of 97 is our answer. Now, depending on what your teacher wants, you might need to plug that into your calculator, and that's going to get you about 9.85. Your teacher might also want you to try to simplify that to make it a better root. Make sure you talk to your teacher to figure out which way they prefer. Now, if you guys can't remember how to do that, we did show you the other way of using the graph in order to solve these. These are the same numbers, and I'm going to show you can get the same answer using the graph. So what we need to do is graph 5, 3. So to graph 5, 3, you're going to go and you're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 3, 1, 2, 3. There's my point, so we'll draw the point there. Then we'll also, to graph 1, negative 6, we're going to, or sorry, 1, negative 6, we'll go over 1, down 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's our point. Then we'll draw our line. Then what you need to do is make a triangle with it. So you can either go this way or you can go this way. Doesn't matter which way you decide to go, you'll get the same answer either way. So I'm going to use the green one, and all we have to do now is count the distance on the side. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. So there's 4. Then we need to count how far up we go. So we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we put a 9 there. Now, in order to find the midpoint, what we need to do is we need to find half of 9 and half of 4. We know half of 4 is 2, so really we're going to go over 1, 2 places. We'll draw our point there. Then we'll do half of 9. So what we'll do with half of 9 is 4.5, so we'll go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a half. So right there we're going to go in the half point. Now all we have to do is connect our lines in here, connect those to each other where they'd meet, and they'd meet right about there, which would be 3 over. So if you guys look, we went 1, 2, 3 over, and down 1.5. So our point, we went right 3, and we went down 1.5. So there's our midpoint. If you look at the previous page, what we did, our midpoint was the same answer right here. Same answer. All right, now to use those numbers to find the distance. The way we do this, all we do is we take our distances there. So we have 4 and 9, and we take those, we square them, add them together. So 4 squared plus 9 squared. 4 squared is 16 plus 9 squared is 81. 16 plus 81 is 97. Not 96, 97. 97. Now we need to go back and we need to add our square root. And we have our distance. That is the end of the midpoints and distance. Make sure if you guys did not take good notes or you do not understand the stuff, you rewatch the video to make sure you comprehend it and that you've taken good notes.